I used to believe love was simple. Two people meet, stay together, and build a life side by side. But life has a way of testing what we think we know. It tests our patience, our loyalty, and sometimes even our understanding of right and wrong. This is the story of how love asked me to choose, and how choosing my wife changed everything. My wife, Ellie, always carried her emotions close to the surface. She cried easily, laughed easily, and felt deeply. When we first married, I thought that made her beautiful. A person whose heart was wide open to the world. But over time, she became quieter. She stayed awake longer at night. She stared out the window without blinking. Even when she smiled, something behind her eyes felt tired. I asked if she was okay, but she always told me she was fine. She didn't want to worry me, and I didn't know how much she was hiding. I worked long hours driving trucks across the state. Every time I came home late at night, I found her alone at the kitchen table, with a cup of untouched tea slowly going cold. She told me she felt like she was falling behind in life. Not successful enough. Not strong enough. Not good enough. I tried to tell her she mattered, but even the words of someone who loves you can be drowned out by the noise inside your own head. Everything changed the day she met a woman named Lena. At a cafe she often visited, Lena approached her with a gentle voice and asked if she was okay. Just those simple words, something Ellie had longed to hear, opened a door. Lena told her about a group she belonged to, a place where people listened without judgment, a community that welcomed anyone who felt lost. To Ellie, it sounded like a lifeline, something warm, something hopeful. She attended one meeting, then another, and soon she was going every week. I noticed the change immediately. Her words were different. Her tone was different. Her beliefs seemed to shift in ways that didn't feel like her. She talked about purity, about devotion, about surrendering negative influences from her life. Sometimes when she said negative influences, she paused just long enough to make me wonder if she meant me. I tried to ask gently, "Ellie, is everything okay? You know I'm here for you." She smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. "I'm trying to get better. They understand me. Please, don't question this." One night she came home extremely late. Her hands were shaking, and she looked exhausted. When I asked where she had been, her voice cracked. "You don't understand me. You never did. They listen to me. They treat me like I matter." I felt a deep ache in my chest. Not anger, just fear. Fear that she was slipping away from me in a way I couldn't stop. The group started asking her for money. They said donations would cleanse her future. And Ellie, desperate to please them, withdrew our savings without telling me. Then they pushed her further. They convinced her to persuade a few of my co-workers to join what they claimed was a charitable project. It wasn't charity. It was fraud. When the police came to our door, Ellie collapsed in tears, repeating that she was sorry, that she thought she was helping, that she believed she was doing something good. I kneeled beside her, held her shaking hands, and whispered, "We'll get through this. I'm not leaving you." I took responsibility for the financial documents. I spoke to the officers. I accepted the consequences. I lost my job. We lost our savings. But none of that mattered as much as keeping Ellie safe from her own guilt. I tried to ask gently, "Ellie, is everything okay? You know I'm here for you." She smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. "I'm trying to get better. They understand me. Please, don't question this." One night she came home extremely late. Her hands were shaking, and she looked exhausted. When I asked where she had been, her voice cracked. "You don't understand me. You never did. They listen to me. They treat me like I matter." I felt a deep ache in my chest. Not anger, just fear. Fear that she was slipping away from me. In a way I couldn't stop. The group started asking her for money. They said donations would cleanse her future. And Ellie, desperate to please them, withdrew our savings without telling me. Then they pushed her further. They convinced her to persuade a few of my co-workers to join what they claimed was a charitable project. It wasn't charity. It was fraud. When the police came to our door, Ellie collapsed in tears, repeating that she was sorry, that she thought she was helping, that she believed she was doing something good. I kneeled beside her, held her shaking hands, and whispered, "We'll get through this. I'm not leaving you." I took responsibility for the financial documents. I spoke to the officers. I accepted the consequences. I lost my job. We lost our savings. But none of that mattered as much as keeping Ellie safe from her own guilt. Not long after, the border conflict turned into war. As a reservist, I was ordered to report for duty. Ellie sobbed when she read the letter. She clung to me and begged me not to go. "Please don't leave me. I can't be alone again. I can't survive it." I held her face in my hands and told her what I believed with all my heart. "I will come back to you. You are the reason I'll survive out there." But war does not wait for anyone's pain. The next morning, I put on my uniform and left. While I was gone, the group found Ellie again. They told her I might never return. They told her the world was falling apart. They told her she would only be safe if she stayed with them permanently. Fear makes people vulnerable. Loneliness makes people desperate. and Ellie followed them once more, this time to an underground bunker, where they kept their followers isolated from the outside world. They took her phone. They controlled what she ate. They controlled when she slept. They told her she needed to prove her devotion through painful and humiliating rituals. She tried to stay strong. She thought of me. She whispered my name to herself in the dark. But after days without sunlight, without rest, without hope, her mind began to break again. Back at the front, I clung to memories of her, to survive each day. Then, unexpectedly, a villager who had escaped the group approached me. "I know your wife's name," he said. "She's in danger. They keep people in a bunker. No one leaves without the leader's order." My heart nearly stopped. I went straight to my commander and begged for permission to leave. "Sir, my wife is being held by a dangerous group. If I don't go now, she may not survive." He shook his head at first. "Soldier, personal matters don't belong in war." But after a long silence, his voice softened. "Go, bring her back alive, and you come back alive too." I left the camp under the cover of night. Every step was a risk. Every moment of delay felt like another moment she could be suffering. After hours of searching, I found the bunker entrance. It was silent, cold, and buried halfway into the earth. I called her name. At first, nothing. Then a faint, trembling voice answered, "Noah." I forced the door open and found her on the floor, thin, weak, terrified. She fell into my arms and sobbed until her voice broke. "Please take me home. I don't want to be here anymore." "I'm here," I whispered. "I came for you. You're safe now." We walked out together. The leader shouted after us, but his words meant nothing. At the military line, I was arrested for abandoning my post. I knew it was coming. I knew the consequences. But I had her hand in mine again, and that was enough. During the tribunal, the judge asked me why I did it. I said only this: my wife's life was in danger. I chose her. I would choose her again. After a long moment, the judge closed the file. "What you did was against the law," he said, "but it was also deeply human." He reduced my rank and released me with a warning. Ellie began therapy after that. It took months for her to feel safe again. She cried often. She apologized constantly. She woke from nightmares, calling my name. And every time, I sat beside her and held her hand. "You don't have to be perfect," I told her. "You only have to be here." Little by little, her strength returned. Her eyes brightened. Her smile softened. she began to remember who she truly was.